Hey there. We are about to cozy up with In the Dirt, a novel about being human. Written by Amanda Wise, yours truly, read by Amanda Wise. Because how do you know if you want to buy this book if you don't even know what it's about? We're going to read the first chapter. You can meet all the characters, and then you can decide for yourself. Because I'm not going to make you buy something if you don't really want it, but if you want it, you want it. Dedication for you. And every other human being on this planet, we are all connected. XOXOXO. I love love. We'll skip some of that stuff. It's pretty good though. Chapter 1, The Sign. The sun broke through the clouds, showcasing a sunrise for the town of Airden. It was the first day of spring, and the last patch of snow had melted. A young man appeared at the automatic front doors of the Airden market with a wooden sign and a hammer. With a few good whacks, he sunk the stake 6 inches into the frosty grass. He stepped back, gave it a nod, slung the hammer over his shoulder, and returned it to the shed behind the market. The sign didn't catch too many glances at first. Such a shame for a sign with an opportunistic notice. It read, Community garden plots available. 8 plots at 15 by 20 feet each, $50 per plot per season starting April 22nd, first come, first served. Inquire in the Airden market. Al sauntered out of the Airden Cafe around 9 a.m. His belly was full of his usual number 3 special with eggs over easy, extra crispy bacon, and an English muffin. The best toast to soak up the yolk, he would say. He left half a cup of coffee on the table with $1 underneath it, also his usual. But the ladies at the cafe didn't really expect much from him besides hearing about the way things should be done. No one really expected much from him anymore. He took his usual shortcut through the market parking lot and saw the sign. A garden! Al exclaimed as he swung his fist across his chest and stomped his foot. Sweet willikers, my day has come. I'll be the best gardener in there. I'll teach them all how to grow everything just right and keep away the bugs and weeds and I better get my plot. Al's pace quickened to a step only seen after his sports team won a game or ice cream was on sale. He was the first person to claim a spot in the community garden. He whistled as he walked the last 3 blocks to his apartment. After a leisurely breakfast at home, William and Edith shuffled arm in arm toward the automatic doors of the marketplace. Even at 73 years old, Edith always looked around for something new or unusual. Curiosity keeps me spry, she would say. Willie, she shouted, slapping her free hand on his chest. A community garden. Oh, sweetheart, we could spend a summer in the garden together. We could grow all the vegetables we used to grow when we had our first house. Let's get a plot. What do you say? Well, Angel Pie, I think that sounds mighty swell. I always love seeing your face after you scratch under your nose with soil-laden hands, William answered. Oh, you, she blushed. She loved how he always noticed the little things. Let's do it. Then when the grandkids come to visit, we can show them where food really comes from. William pulled her arm a little closer to his body. He loved her ideas. Ricky raced into the parking lot of Airden Market during his lunch break. Come on, Sloth man. Don't you know I'm in a hurry? He honked. Oh, no, you don't, Geezer Breath. My spot. He gunned it into one of the only closed spots next to the front doors. Ha ha ha, eat that. Before exiting his car, he checked his hair and teeth in the rearview mirror. Then he made sure the cuffs of his pressed slacks were not tucked into his leather shoes. Looking good, Richard Johnson the 17th. Looking good. Just gotta grab some lunch for the most important person in my life. Moi. Ricky walked like he was in a hurry, but not too fast. He glanced around to see if anyone noticed how debonair he was, but he would instantly shift his eyes if they met another's. Being so caught up in what other people might be thinking, he almost ran into the sign. Watch where you're... Hey, wait a minute. A garden? He paused in front of the sign with his head slightly Hollywood cocked. Ricky rubbed his smooth chin and thought, I'll surprise Cassie with a garden plot. Then everyone will think I'm a good husband. People will see that our marriage is solid and meaningful because we do things together. Yes, I will prove it. Ricky made sure that no one else he knew was on the list. Then he signed up for a plot for his new bride and himself. Charisse pulled into the lot, belting, I want to dance with somebody, as Whitney blasted through the radio. If you're going to sing it, make sure they hear you, she would say. People heard her all right, even with her windows up. She winked at a little girl watching in awe as she stepped out of her car. Whew! She let out a breath. Come on, Airden Market. Please have the exotic ingredients I need for next week's special. I'm ready to put some pizzazz in this town. She walked purposely towards the front doors as dozens of box braids bounced between her shoulder blades. Hey, Chef, great specials last week, a woman called to her. Ooh, girl, I saw you almost every night, Charisse exclaimed. Best joint in town, Chef. Keep it up, the woman answered. You know I will. Thanks for your patronage. Charisse bowed and looked up just in time to see the sign. Say what? A garden plot? This might be the answer to my exotic flavor prayers. Ooh, baby, sign me up. After his afternoon nap, Zephyr pulled into the Airden Market lot. He had the munchies. As he opened the door of his custom conversion van, a cloud of smoke escaped with him. Whoa, man, the sun! He squinted behind his tiny sunglasses. Sup, son? I haven't seen you for all winter. Welcome back. He rolled out his signature laugh. Zephyr walked to the beat of the fish song stuck in his head. He did a couple twirls as the songs beckoned a more grandeur dance move. His blonde dreadlocks whacked him in the face at the end of each twirl. Watch it, dudes, he scolded them. He stopped briefly to pull a quick guitar solo, and when he looked up, he saw the sign. Dude, a community garden? I could take some naps in the dirt and grow my own munchies. Oh man, this is such awesomeness. Dr. Lee Wong locked her car in the market and moved briskly towards the front doors. I think it's Ahi Rose today. Good energy, she nodded. Night shift ER doctors need good energy. Though she was always in a hurry, her eye for detail in any situation was as sharp as it was on the hospital floor. Preparation is key for success, was one of her mottos. It was no surprise she noticed the sign. First, as if it was out of place. Second, for a closer examination. She stopped in her tracks and let out a sigh. Oh, garden. I need a garden. I need to sit in the earth. I need to just be for once. I will get a plot. Lee was the 6th person to sign up for a plot in the community garden. Fixing to grab a couple snacks from the deli before his shift at the Airden Cocktail Lounge, Jared pulled into the marketplace. OMG, please don't tell me I wore this shirt last Sunday. Jer, 2 Sundays in a row, I have to change. Wait, Siri, what day is it? He asked his watch. It's Monday, March 21st. Saved, he chirped. Thanks, Siri. He checked his rearview mirror. Oh, these ginger locks are all in place. Okay, man of my dreams, I dare you to walk into my bar tonight. He winked at his reflection and stepped out of his car. He sauntered towards the market doors, smiling at each passerby. As he approached, he noticed the sign was a little crooked. While shifting it slightly with his left hand, he read the words. A community garden? Like growing vegetables in the dirt? Ew. He discussed this with the sign. So you mean like I can have my own plot and plant living things and watch them grow and eat them? You know, my Auntie Phoebe had a garden. She was always super happy in there. I think she lived to be like 100 or something. This might be a great new hobby for me. I can work in the garden after I close the lounge. Then I won't get sunspots on this delicate skin, and it will for sure keep me out of after parties. He shifted to scold himself. No partying anymore, Jer. Those days are over. Your life is worth more than that. He shifted back to the sign. Thank you, sign. I'm going to be a gardener. He flutterclapped and strode to the counter to claim his spot. Maria waited until dark before walking to the market. She wanted to go unrecognized as she slunk through the streets wearing large, slightly tinted glasses and a headscarf. What if he was out there looking for her? What if he sent his men to look for her? No. She had fled nearly 2,000 miles from that Mexican city to get away from him forever. Miguel would never find her here, and she would do everything in her diminished power to make sure that was true. Since she always walked covered up with her head down, nobody ever saw her stunning beauty, not her long dark hair or her hypnotizing brown eyes, and never the light that once twinkled in them. As she approached the front doors of the marketplace, a car's headlights illuminated the sign, and it caught her eye. A garden plot, she whispered. Yes, a place to hide. Maria signed up under a different last name. Just minutes after she did, a young man walked out of the marketplace, wiggled the sign, pulled it up, and took it to the back lot by the maintenance shed. The sign completed its job for the year. What do you think it's going to be like when all those people meet in the garden? Find out. CopperHarborVitalia.com, and books are now available at Amazon. I will sign it for you. Enjoy.